public has all become quite aware of bullying, whether it be by social media, threatening phone calls, or letters in the mail. Of course, always unsigned. The bullying goes on. I encountered such unkind, childish aggression, and it's not being done by children. On Sunday, October 13th, 2013, at a public luncheon at the Columbia Falls Municipal Building, in coordination with the Day of Honor and Remembrance for Veterans, to be held at the New Balsam Valley Amphitheater in Columbia Falls, a sign appeared inside the municipal building on the double entrance doors to the new Columbia Falls Schools memorabilia room. This is how it read in bold, black, uppercase letters on bright yellow paper. This is the sign that was posted. It says, "This hallway has been closed to veterans and all local traffic by Roberta Morris Hammond only. It was allowed by the Selectmen, but it does not reflect the opinion of any other citizens of the town of Columbia Falls. We all welcome you and hope you enjoy your visit and your meal." Well, I must say, I didn't put it there. This statement was aimed solely at me, insinuating that I, Roberta Morris Hammond, was against veterans. Not true. I had asked at a selectmen's meeting on the Thursday before the event, could I close the doors to the memorabilia room, put up a sign? This was approved. And since at that time there was still no lock on the doors, may I place the table in front of the doors? Also approved. This had been done before on one other occasion. Over 2 years ago, in January of 2011, the Selectmen approved a motion that the double doors to the memorabilia room be locked. I barely got the words out when town treasurer protested. Why would I not want the veterans coming through there? My asking for the room to be closed off had to do with a large group of people coming into the building that day. Nothing to do with veterans. Nothing to do with veterans. Others chimed in. Wasn't it a public space? I was caught off guard. Town library is a public space, but didn't ask for that to be open. That is locked when no one is around. Karen Wister of Reads Across America understands the work that has gone into the Columbia Falls Schools memorabilia room. She does not plan to use it as a hallway. This building has double handicap accessible doors. I have had this conversation with her myself. Since such a large event was new to everyone, we didn't know if 100 people or 500 people would be in the town municipal building for lunch. I'd like to add that many irreplaceable artifacts have been donated by family members of Columbia Falls schools and high school alumni, knowing that the Selectmen had authorized the doors to be locked, and there was still no lock. But today, there is a lock. It has been installed. Now back to the sign in bold black letters. I was the only one given approval to put up a sign on the double doors to the memorabilia room. So who would take it upon themselves to put up such a cowardly, despicable message?
Someone that obviously likes veterans.
Let me finish. Now back to the sign. Okay. Was the only one given approval to put up a sign, memorabilia room doors. So who would take it upon themselves to put up such a cowardly, despicable message? The other interesting fact is that both the administrative assistant and the mother, and her mother, the town treasurer, were there that day. Personally, I would have thought that the two town employees of the town on hand, that one of them would have seen it fit to remove such a distasteful piece of paperwork. Of course, if this document had materialized within the office, they would have no reason to think it should be removed. This seems to be quite a mystery, the lengths people will go to file a person's name. This was again unsigned. I have been told that the town treasurer had posted on her personal face-page book that I did not support the veterans. My intentions and words have been deliberately misconstrued. Veterans are most welcome to the Columbia Falls Schools memorabilia room. Come any day, the town office is open. Right now, the hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. My family is full of veterans. Last year, I put a large display in the Wreaths Across America Museum in honor of my two uncles, brothers that were killed in World War II. My father-in-law, now deceased, went into Normandy, D-Day +6. I had a great-great-grandfather who served in the Civil War, and several ancestors who served in the American Revolution. My husband served as a merchant marine officer during the Vietnam War, delivering ammunition by ship up the Saigon River to Saigon. I have been an active member of Daughters of the American Revolution for the past 32 years, holding both state and local chapter offices. I am a member of the Mayflower Society, 11th generation from Miles Standish. Do not question my honor to veterans or to my country. Yes, this is a free country, and we have free press, also freedom of speech. We have freedom of political views and the right to vote. It is a shame that social media can't be used as it was intended. A friend of a friend puts up a derogatory remark, and another Facebook friend seems to think it is the truth. Look at Dale Smith's YouTube video, alias John Prue. You will see that I never once mentioned the word veterans. Yeah, you did. It was, if this poster was created or put up by any employee of this town, personally, I think the selectmen should ask this person or persons to resign. I am saddened to think that I have to write this in defense of my actions and my good name. The Day of Honor and Remembrance to our veterans at the New Balsam Valley Amphitheater was a wonderful event. I was there. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to ask Mrs. Hammond, because I know, because I was working at supper, why she didn't remove the sign when she went out through, because it was there when she went out through.
No, it was not there.
Oh, yes, it was there, trust me.
That sign was not there.
Oh, yes, it was.
I have to tell you this. I came in at 10 o'clock to bring my food to the United Methodist Women. The table was moved away. My sign was missing. They had been into the office. Somebody said that one of something blew.
That's right, the circuit trip, because there was two in there, so they put a pot in there.
I never came back here to this building.
No, you didn't have to, because the sign was up when you went out by, is what I'm telling you.
No,
Are you paying attention?
This sign was not.
Oh,
there.
trust me, dear, it was.
It was not.
It was.
All right, enough,
Thank you.
enough. Request, could I see the sign?
Yes, happily.
Get the fingerprints off it.
Pretty despicable piece of paperwork.
Don't seem to be signed by you.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I'm a town employee. I didn't put up the sign, but I was here that day, and I wish to God I'd been like the World War veterans in Washington, D.C., and taken and removed that damn table and opened that damn door and let them old men walk back and forth through. That's all I got to say. And I did call you fellas. I did get you, Bun, you were gone. But Jay and Alan, I called you beforehand and said I'd buy the runners myself, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
To protect the rug or anything else. I offered up a solution, and nobody wanted it.
Nobody came to me with a solution.
You're not a select man, dear.
No, I'm not.
No,
That's
I
right.
offered the select man a solution,
I don't want to be one.
but
of
nobody.
We're supposed to have a special meeting on it.
Yeah.
Why
All right.
didn't you call her? Is she in charge of it?
I'd like to comment on this. This hallway has been closed to veterans and all local traffic by Roberta Morris Hammond only. It was allowed by the selectmen. Is this implying that Ellen, Jay, and myself didn't want the veterans in that room?
Evidently not.
That was implying you closed the hallway.
No,
That's well, I don't know, it seems
it
to me.
had nothing to do with veterans.
I could take that one anyway. something up there, it would have my name on the bottom of it. If I send something out to anybody in this town, it'll have my name on the bottom of it.
So would mine.
As a matter of fact, a lot of people in this town seem to know what I say before I even say it. So, we gotta
But
do
didn't I
something about
call
this.
and offer a
Well,
solution?
you absolutely did, but what was I supposed to do about it? Call a new meeting?
If it make you happy, put my name on the bottom of that.
It has nothing to do with making me happy.
Who's the one that did it?
Hasn't got a thing to do with it, buddy.
All right, are we gonna act on the petition or not?
And can you act on that petition? What are the requirements? What are the requirements for acting on the petition? I know Ricky said they have it's not a certain percentage of voters you have to have.
Yeah, and that's why they came into Nancy today, so that that could be certified.
Is it the last gubernatorial?
Last gubernatorial, and we had 266 voters at the last gubernatorial.
And what
And
percentage?
according,
What percentage?
10%, that would be 26 voters.
Okay, then what's the procedure?
According to MMA, it gets submitted to the clerk for verification of voters.
And then what?
Then it gets presented to the selectmen for them to decide what they'd like to
It
do.
doesn't go up to the top.
Not unless the petition had said, had they written this asking for a special town meeting, then it would have gone before the public. But this was just to the selectmen.
I feel bad because, this is a small town. And we should be all getting along. I sit here, heavy hat. The things that I see here tonight and heard here tonight, I see things presented to the selectmen that should never be presented without their knowledge. They're acting on things that people are saying, things that other town officers have the information and you don't. That, to me, that stuff should be put off until everybody has knowledge of it and more time than 2 minutes to think about it. And I think that procedures need to change. Many people are getting hurt needlessly.
You check these signatures, that have been certified as all voters.
Courtney?
I'm just gonna, regardless of how I feel about the issue, and this has happened to us in the past, where the selectmen have been presented with a petition and they chose to act on it. I don't think it sets a good precedent for you folks to act one way or another on this petition. If we have an issue that needs to be decided like this by the town, then you submit the petition and we have a special town meeting to deal with it. I don't like the color of the wall panels over there. If I go get a petition, and present it to you guys, I want them purple. You shouldn't do it. I mean, I'm just saying, you should not act on citizen petition presented to you at a selectmen's meeting.
But they act on suggestions from their citizens at every town, every selectmen's meeting.
That's correct, but I just think it sets a bad precedent for them
It's
to.
been that way for 7 years. I've been coming to selectmen's meetings,
That's right.
or more.
I think something needs to change.
We elect you guys to make decisions for the town, and I think, you can take this under advisement, but to act on it one way or another, I don't think you have to be honest with you.
But I think it should be a wake-up call,
For a lot of people.
Wake-up call for what?
everybody. What Sally said, our town is in a mess emotionally with friends, family, and everything. And I think it should be a wake-up call for all of us to try to come to a peaceful agreement. And, there's always going to be, there used to be CBs, there used to be telephone party lines. There's always been little squabblings here and there. But I think it's time we try to bring some healing to our town and get situations resolved and not be suspicious of everybody for everything said and done.
Well, I think part of it is this anonymous letters, everything that's anonymous. If people want people to understand, they better start signing.
Yeah, and the door swings both ways.
It's through both ways.
Yeah.
You can't sign it, you shouldn't be reading.
I would just like to say that my intentions were good 3 years ago when I took on this project, and I had wonderful helpers, and so many people supported the project. People volunteered to paint it out, people did the shelving, and spent countless hours assembling a lot of Lawrence Driscoll's material that was donated, and many, many other people, and spent hours and hours identifying pictures and doing all of that. It was supposed to be a wonderful community project. Nobody ever came to me with any concerns that this needed to be open for that event. They didn't ask that the town library be open that day, so why would they ask for that room to be open that day?
Because it's a
I had
hallway,
spoken
Roberta.
with Karen Wister personally, and she assured me that she had no intentions of using that as a hallway. She understood all the work that had gone into that. They have a museum there themselves, and she understood all of that. If it inconvenienced anyone, I'm very sorry that it inconvenienced anyone. It was never my intention to inconvenience anyone. And for heaven's sakes, I really am not against the veterans.
The insurance company seeing the memorabilia room, do they know what the value is of the articles in there, that it's on your premises, all that stuff? We had trophy cases. We got stuff out there that needs to be protected, can it be put in some cases? Yes. Well, we key on those items. You had a learning curve here, there's always a learning curve, nobody can think of everything all the time.
We've got children, we've got Columbia Falls Grammar School children stuff right out here in the main lobby.
Been unlocked for years.
Been unlocked for years, and I don't think a blessed thing's ever been disturbed. So I don't know what's so much more valuable in there than out here.
Well, they
I
lock
guarantee you
the
that-
library up at night when they leave.
But that's a library, that's a separate building, nobody needs to go through it. But what I'm saying is, Roberta dear, out here we got, my children's got stuff out here in these that they earned when they went to grammar school here. And it's just as precious to them when they come home and visit as what you folks have in there. So I don't understand the
Well, is your elementary
difference.
school too? Your children's pictures are in there too.
And,
But nobody
and
chooses
they're
to
out
go
here,
look.
and they're okay out here.
I had thought it was a nice community project, but right now I'm wishing I'd never gotten involved, and it's too bad that so many of us spent so much time on this wonderful project for the community, for it to be turned into a veterans issue when it wasn't a veterans issue at all.
All right, I think we've done enough. I make the motion that we postpone acting on this petition until our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask one more question?
Go ahead.
What about the liability of the door being locked in case of fire?
Well, I think that's a question for the fire marshal.
Good question is asked.
Mr. Chairman,
He was consulted at the time.
I think he's kind of screwed.
I had a mobile plant box. I had a mobile plant box.
Mr. Chairman, I will say to address Jay, if you look in your life safety code, and you can look it up on the internet, go to the State Fire Marshal's office. I checked this week in what I call the first grade room, the room right off, that's deadbolted. That room right there, if you walk in there, the back side of that door is supposed to have a not an exit sign. And if you're gonna keep the other one locked coming into the memorabilia room, it's supposed to have that. If not, you've left yourself open. So I really think, yes, I think you should get the State Fire Marshal's office down here to look at that, so the town is covered. Because right now, I think the town is at jeopardy.
Wait till I get his office ready.
Seconded. All those in favor?
What? We are as landlords. What? The town, we don't.
Just hire
Used to be, they can't now, because the deadbolt's on our side. Yeah, if we open it up from our side. Yeah.
I make a motion that we adjourn. Moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor? Sign.